Beep boop bop, it's Becca and welcome back to Baking with Becca. Long time no see, but we're happy to have you back. Today we're going to be making some chocolate vanilla swirl sugar cookies. So they're going to be really cute, nice and swirled and kind of tie-dye looking. And this is actually a new recipe. We're going to see how it goes. I think it's going to be delicious, so let's get started. So here are all of our ingredients for our cookies. We'll start over here. We have 6 tablespoons of margarine, half a cup of sugar, 1.5 tablespoons of rice milk, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1.5 cups of flour, 3/4 teaspoons of baking soda, half a teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of salt, half a cup of cocoa. Maybe we measured all the ingredients.
Maybe.
So we're gonna start off with creaming together our margarine. This is softened, it was in the microwave for like 15 seconds. So it's just a tiny bit melty, and all of the sugar. I'm gonna use an electric mixer just because it really helps to get these ingredients combined, and then we'll add in those after they're creamed. Okay, so we got that really whipped up. It's gonna help to make the cookies nice and fluffy. We're gonna add in the rice milk and the vanilla. You can use whatever type of milk you want. And whip that up. All right, on to our dry ingredients. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna add most of the flour, but not all of it. Okay, so we're gonna leave about this much. And then add in the other 3 ingredients. So this is our salt, baking powder, and baking soda. And we're gonna whip this up. Okay, so you can see that it is nice and thick. Now we're gonna split this into 2 different bowls. Dough is split up into 2. What we're gonna do is add the rest of the flour, so we might leave a little bit out, mix it into here, and then add the cocoa to this one. So we have our 2 separate doughs, because once they are completely mixed together, we're gonna kind of incorporate them slowly so you can see the swirl. I'm gonna use my hands.
Okay.
This dough feels nice and soft. We don't want to let it get too dry. So since we're splitting up this dough, that flour is really meant for all of it. So that's why we might leave a little bit out. When you're making sugar cookies like this, you want to just see as you go to make sure it doesn't get too dry, because you can always add more flour, but you're not going to take it back out. Because, you know, we want it to be pretty sticky, but not that it's going to stick to your fingers. Okay, then for the chocolate one, we are just going to mix in the cocoa. I'm going to put in that much so far, and we can see how that looks. Again, I'm going to use my hands. Okay, so I really just use my hands to help to incorporate it. We didn't use quite all of the cocoa, so it's a little bit under a 1/4 cup. What we're gonna do next is just wrap this in a little bit of plastic wrap and put it in the fridge. Just gonna let it harden and just sit for a little bit before we start to roll them and put them together. When it gets colder, it makes it so when it goes in the oven, it won't spread as much. We have our 2 doughs. These are gonna go and sit in the fridge for like 30 minutes to an hour. And once you get towards the end of that time, you can preheat the oven to 325, so it is ready to go. We have our 2 doughs. This is our vanilla and our chocolate. And we have a cup that's ready for smushing. And this is just a baking sheet. I sprayed a little bit of baking spray and just spread it around, so that is ready to go so they don't stick. So what we're gonna do is just take little bits of dough from each of the different flavors and just add them together. I'm just gonna use like a couple little bits from each. You can do like whatever size you really want for how big you want the cookies. And then I'm gonna roll it into a ball.
Hell yeah.
So you can see the colors starting to come together. Put that down on the sheet. Take your cup. You're gonna smush and twist at the same time. It's a very special technique. Just like that.
Cute.
And we're gonna do that for all the dough.
They're cute because they're all going to be unique.
We have our dough ready. We used about half of what we have so far, and we did notice you can make them as swirly really as you want, as like marbly. So just as you're putting the little pieces together, mix it up more in your hands, add bigger pieces of one, smaller piece of another, so you can get really the type of marbly look that you want. So these are gonna go into the oven at 325 for about 10 minutes. The way that you'll know if they're done is if you look at the bottom, they look a little bit golden. Also depends how crunchy you want them. So you can leave them in a little bit longer if you want them to be crunchier. We're gonna keep them a little bit like soft sugar cookies. So it'll probably be about 10 minutes. The cookies are done. They look adorable. Come look, come. So they ended up cooking for about 14 minutes just because of some of the bigger ones. If they were a little bit smaller, or if we went just based on the smaller ones on the tray, it probably would have been more like 12 minutes. But they look really cute. You can see that there's like a little bit of a golden on the bottom of them. So let's try it. Which one should I try?
The prettiest one.
The prettiest one? No, I'll try this one. It's pretty, but not the prettiest.
Looks aren't everything.
Mmm. Look at the inside. You can see the layers of the different colors. That's really good, and honestly, they're adorable. Like, I love how you can see the different colors. You can taste the different flavors as you chew into it more. So I would say that these are a win. Double thumbs up. Holding my cookie from me. So I hope you guys liked the video. Make sure to try out the recipe. Let me know what you think. And let me know if you have any suggestions for future videos too. Running out of ideas for recipes to do, so let me know. I would love to hear from you. And make sure to subscribe so you can check out any future videos. I'll see you next time. Bye.